Hello, hello. You're tuning into this week's episode of the Steam Deck Podcast, Flip Screen Games Weekly podcast, all about Valve's portable PC powerhouse, the Steam Deck. I'm your host, Stephen Redford, joined today, as always, by my very good friend and co-host, Mr. Max Wright.
Ahoy, ahoy.
I'm back! So get your clicker out, you know. The light counter at the ready. Peace back.
I'm back, baby! What's going on, everybody? How are we feeling or whatever?
Swanky's got his head in his hands right now for leaving that comment, but I know
the week before I came back.
I know it was
ready.
just I know it was all love. So.
No, it's all good.
I'm on his side.
I'll say this. I forgot to say this when I was back on Nintendo Noise for the first time this week. Just thank you to everybody who reached out or asked about me and everything. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back, and
Good to have you back.
Just in time for some really fun stuff. You know, we're talking about Unity games having backdoor entry, and I know Max is all about backdoor entry.
I love it. You know what they say? Round peg, round hole, mate. That's what they say. Perfect fit.
Listen, you know, I would say any person of culture is interested.
Yeah. I'm never telling Steve anything in confidence ever again, though.
No, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't out you like that.
That's what a podcast is for.
Airing my personal beliefs.
But if you didn't see, there was a security vulnerability found in Unity this week, which is obviously the game engine that powers a ton of games. But specifically, there were a bunch that we'll call out. But games that use an older version of Unity need to be patched to remove the backdoor. The Steam did release a client update with information to devs for what to do. But while patches have been worked on, several games have been removed for Steam. And if you have any game that uses the Unity version 2017 or later, uninstall the game. So that is anything prior to games like Pentiment, Fallout Shelter, Hearthstone, Marvel Snap, Overcooked 2. Games like that need to be removed from your PC while these games are patched. They're not necessarily a danger, but workshop content, if you install mods through Steam Workshop, will allow those developers to exploit any vulnerability. There are also some games that were delisted, not because the game was made in Unity, because bonus art content was, which is kind of crazy.
I didn't know that if you buy a game that has like a digital art book, that isn't just like a series of PNGs to flick through. It's a full digital art book that's made in Unity. So the games themselves are made in like Unreal Engine.
Isn't that so bizarre?
Yeah.
Like, I saw this right before we jumped on because Avowed is one of the games that was affected for like the art book reasons. So it's like just the digital deluxe version that has this exploit. And I was just like, this is the most insanely convoluted way to include what amounts to a series of PNGs.
Yeah, like why
couldn't you just put that in the base game file?
Or even like a PDF.
Yeah,
just with a PDF.
I thought it would be a PDF. Is the soundtrack like a digital record player where it has to like play an animation? Like they've really overcomplicated the whole thing, and they've created this backdoor. Now, you know, like you said, it doesn't seem like it's actually going to be that much of a worry, and most of the games have been patched pretty quickly as well. The one sort of like key game that hasn't had a patch and is seemingly now just gone from Steam is Fallout Shelter. Apparently, that game has not been supported in a long time. Whereas the Android version, and I think it's probably on iOS too, those versions have been updated, not regularly, but you know, when there's a new OS or anything, or it becomes out of date, they update the game. PC version has just been abandoned, so we might actually never see Fallout Shelter on Steam again. And because it's recommended that you don't install it, I think, and because it's recommended you don't install it, it might be that you sort of like can't safely play it on PC ever again, which is a shame. It's almost like it's not lost media, but it's like almost in the same vein of like, oh, it's a shame that because this has been discovered and they're not actively updating it. You know, who's to say this doesn't happen in the future and the devs aren't around to patch these games? And there are some games that are just like, oh, that's just malware. Like, there's no way you can't. You know, someone is going to work out a way to use that to exploit you. Therefore, it's not safe for you to play this game.
Yeah, I mean, well, we have seen that happen with loads of games previously. You know, I think it's the older EA games that had like that awful DRM stuff, like Spore, for example. People couldn't play those for many, many years. Black and White, which I know is a game near and dear to Pete's heart, can't find it anywhere.
Still can't
Gone.
play it.
Completely gone. There's so many games like that. It would be a shame to see something as kind of iconic as Fallout Shelter go down that way. But I feel like the majority of players play that on mobile anyway. It feels right at home on mobile.
Feels like it was a mobile game. I'm pretty sure when it was announced, it was a. I think it's also on Switch. It's the only Fallout game on Switch.
Yeah, I think it was one of those games that was like kind of mobile first and was also playable on PC and console. You know,
I remember being announced.
I do have a question here though. Like for a game like that, couldn't you just limit its access to like the internet? Like
so it uses like the microtransactions, right? So it does need to connect at least to Steam servers to verify that you bought the tokens. And
yeah, I'm going to assume there's like an element of always online to it because it is a sort of like almost live servicey in a way where there is microtransactions and it is that style of game.
That makes sense.
I think
crazy like few years for Marvel Snap as well. I feel like that thing's up and down like a yo-yo.
Yeah.
It sucks. That game had such a strong launch, and it's like it feels like the last couple of years have just been so mired in controversy that it really hampered the community there.
Yeah, I every time I go back to it, I'm like, oh, cool. Like I remember really enjoying this, and I'll pick up my old decks. But it's like with any game really, where you don't play it for a while, and you're like, oh, this has moved past me now. This is now, I don't know how to describe it. This is now like a different game, and I don't know the rules anymore. I can't play for any of these things, so I just can't play it anymore, and that is a shame.
I had the same thing with like when I was obsessed with Destiny back in the day. It was like all my friends had the group that I was playing with would play it every night. They'd progress a lot. They'd be way down into other quest lines, into the new DLC or whatever, and I'd just be like, nah, I can't keep up with this. I'm just not going to bother.
That's why I've never ever actually enjoyed an MMO. Is like every time I've gotten into, and not even just like an MMO, but like Monster Hunter's in this category for me, like any game like that, because invariably my friends that are playing it will get real obsessed with it and be like, oh, it's the only thing we're playing every single night for like, and it's like, you know, there's this other indie game I want to play. There's this story-driven AAA game I'm playing through, whatever. And it's like, you know.
I am that guy with Monster Hunter. I am the oh, don't worry, we'll just carry you. We'll just drag you up to our level, and then like after a couple of missions, we're like, we're actually going to go do some high rank stuff.
We're going to do some stuff that you can't do now.
You play around with your silly little stuff.
Whatever happened to multiverses as well? Like I thought about that the other day. I was like, did that ever make a comeback?
It did, but it's dead now.
Got shut down again.
Yeah,
oh,
Jesus.
Do you know what else got shut down today? Hyperlight. Not Drifter, Breaker, the early access. Yeah, it came out in January, finally, after like they had a round of layoffs in November, and they were like, you know, we're going to release this game, and it's going to solve everything. 9 months later, they've ended development and done another round of layoffs, and the game is just no longer. You can still buy it, I think, but the game is just not going to come out. Development's ended, which is a huge shame.
Reviews were mixed on it as well.
Yeah, I didn't like it at launch night. That's why I refunded it. And I was like, I'll get it when it's better. And sadly, it's never going to be better. Isn't it sad that you can just lose these things, though? That these things can just go away. You can't play. Granted, I was about to say Concord there, but you know, who cares? You can't play Overwatch 1, the original Overwatch, in any form because they took it away to replace it with the worst microtransaction heavy Overwatch 2. So like, it's not as if like, oh, I can boot it up and there's no servers. I can't even boot that game up and enjoy that game how it was. I have to play this new version of it because it is
that is the case with a lot of things. So like, if they hadn't have named it Overwatch 2, it would have just been an update to it in the same way there was an update to Fortnite, and you can't go back and play the original experience anymore because it's evolved and transformed. You know,
until they put out a retro experience. You know,
yeah.
It was like when WoW Classic came out, like almost 10 years ago now. I remember that being the conversation of being like, well, yeah, like it's totally a different game now, you know? So it's like, it's nice to have this like legacy version where, you know, if you're nostalgic and you want to go back and play the older versions, that's great. But also like, I think just from a game's preservation standpoint, you know, like World of Warcraft and Overwatch, I guess, you know, in it to a different degree, right? Are like two very important games historically. And it's a shame that, you know, at least in Overwatch's case, right? There's no way to have that legacy classic experience, and the version that's playable today is, not very similar and didn't have anywhere near the same level of impact. So it's it's just not it's not a good replacement, right?
Didn't it have like the worst rating on Steam ever when it came out? It was like overwhelmingly negative.
I
with
think
like a huge number of reviews.
It wasn't great, and there was like they'd cancelled the PvE on it, so it was like we've got the version of Overwatch that's not anywhere near as good as version 1. The kind of the league is shut down and PvE's never coming out, so it's kind of like, what was the point?
And the PD was supposed to have like a single player story component to it and everything too, and that was something people have been asking for since the first one because of all of the
explore,
love that there was from the characters.
We had oh no, I shouldn't. Let me search here. We had Chemical.
You gotta go a bit more, Max.
We had the guy on the
Chemical Flood
has the Chem's Warehouse. Chemical Flood.
You just keep saying the word chemicals. Like, I don't know what you're even talking about.
We had the interview with the guy who has a Discord like museum of lost games that have been delicensed. He started because he really loves racing games, and they lose their licenses. He puts Discord server, so you can go on and play these games and they're not lost. But he was also really big into stop killing games when the crew went down as well. Again, he's a big car guy. But yeah, so many of these games, all of the Marvel, the Platinum, the Platinum Transformers and the Platinum Legend of Korra game, just gone. But he was keeping them alive. It's just a shame you can't do that with certain things. And I guess Marvel Stat would be one, and Fallout Shelter definitely is one because it's.
I hope it comes back, because I imagine a lot of people have put a lot of money into that game, and it would be a shame for it to be lost. You can still download the game for what it's worth. There's just this vulnerability in there, so just be aware that if you do continue to play, and there is a risk that if you install any third-party mods, then you could potentially be letting someone in to take over your PC.
This is just a quick anecdote, but an exchange I had in our Discord this week. There's a regular user in our Discord named Balfinity who is a big PC gamer, right? And made a kind of a snarky comment after the guess that Xbox has deservedly been earning this last 2 weeks. And they made a joke being like, it's never been a better time to be a PC gamer. And then it's literally within the next 72 hours. It's Steam's down and Unity has this vulnerability and you got to check all your games.
Monkey's paw. I want to be a PC gamer, please. But.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's as you alluded to, that was the second thing that affected Steam this week. Was it went down. There was a DDoS that took it down intermittently on Tuesday. It was down for a good few hours. I don't know that anyone claimed ownership for the DDoS or why it occurred.
I don't think so.
I'm sure someone will in due course. But did this affect you guys? I'll be honest. Didn't notice until I went on Discord and everyone was complaining about it.
Yeah, it was 6:30 at night on Tuesday, and I think I was probably just playing a load of Hades too. So it didn't get me very much.
Yeah, I've been in the middle of playing Ghost of Yote, so it's just it's literally the first time I've used my PlayStation in 13 months or so. So it was by the time it had been, I was like, oh, it's already resolved. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that from when it started to when it ended, I was probably just locked in, didn't even boot it back out of the game once to know that I couldn't get back into it or upload my cloud save or whatever I couldn't do. But it's not often you hear about Steam going down, because the selfish boyfriend of online platforms, isn't it? Really, because you can let that go. You guys are going to just let me say that.
That was
without a challenge.
You said it, and I was like, wait, what? And there's oh, okay, all right. That's a thinker. That's a thinker.
There we go. Good. That's what I do. I sit here and I just give out lessons. nuggets of thinking. Because PlayStation,
I
and
wouldn't
Xbox-
know. I wouldn't know what that's like.
Yeah, exactly. PlayStation and Xbox goes down fairly regularly. It seems not regularly like all the time, but in terms of like compared to Steam,
Once a week at least.
Remember that Christmas that year that Xbox and PlayStation both
on the
had
same day.
outages that sell on the same day? And
Well,
it's
it's funny you say
disappointed.
this, Max, because PC Gamer have kind of, I don't know, got the board out with all the string from Always Sunny, and have said that they think that this is a wider DDoS attack against multiple companies, not just Steam, and that it targets the gaming companies as a whole, because Epic Games went down the same day, PlayStation Network went down, Xbox Live went down, League of Legends went down, Valorant went down, and Fortnite all went down.
Wow.
Down
That's
detector.
That's pretty widespread. Yeah.
Fortnite going down must have been like. Can you just imagine, like, it's like in Simpsons when all the kids they start rubbing their eyes and opening the curtains, going outside and playing. That was probably what happened when Fortnite.
How much money do you think they lose per minute of
That's what I
downtime?
thought Max was gonna say. I was like, yeah, they were down for 2 hours. It's like, damn, they lost $400,000.
No, it's V-Bucks. They don't use real money. They use V-Bucks. And they're free.
They're just as good as money.
Yeah, they probably did lose loads of fucking money because they probably haven't they just done like a massive event, and like there's like a big Halloween event that probably started.
I'd imagine it's probably going to be towards the end of October, but I think the new season's just started, which has like all the pumpkin shit in it.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, let's not be negative about Halloween, Steve.
It's
Come
crazy. Just like, it's crazy that Fortnite has been around and this dominant for so long that like I don't even see the reporting about the new seasons anymore. It's just like, yeah, there's another one, whatever.
There's
like,
always going to be seasons.
It's like I used to know what they were just from like cultural osmosis, and now it's like he's like, oh, it's pumpkins. I'm like, yeah, they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Or like I'd know when like a big character was coming in because you'd see like an announcement. Like the last one I remember seeing was because of the funny headline where I said that there'll be fantastic foreskins available in Fortnite. And it's an amazing headline. And that's the last time, and the first time in a few years that I've probably been aware of a character
so
coming
good.
to Fortnite.
The last one that I can remember is when they brought like the like Fox animation, and they were like, look, Hank Hill can.
Yeah.
Like, we used to be a proper country. This is wrong.
I remember my friend sending a GIF of Kratos doing the renegade dance, and he was like, "What's happening to the world? Like, why is Kratos just like doing
It's bad? It's bad, guys."
And yeah,
I used to be able to laugh at it. Now I'm just like, I don't know, guys. I think we're going down a bad road here.
It's like the only company that respects its IP anymore is Nintendo. Like everyone's just willing to be like, "Oh, what they can do that silly dance." Yeah, I don't care. I don't care that Kratos has this, carefully curated image of this sort of like, I don't know. He's either rock solid, super masculine, or he's a good side of masculine where he cares about his son or whatever. No, he's doing dances and he's blowing kisses at the screen.
This is the future that liberals want, Max.
Yeah. God, I'm so glad the metaverse crashed and burned. Can you imagine?
Oh my god.
Do you think that's ever going to make a comeback? Maybe Fortnite's the only one that's going to pretend that they still care about the metaverse. But you were right, Max. It was the start of Fortnightmares, which is what they're calling it this year.
Okay,
I think.
That's actually a really good name.
Yeah. That is a good name. I think they do it every year though. So that's
if it took them this long to do Fortnightmares, that's great. It's like, was this the 12th year of Fortnite? Like,
yeah.
So Fortnite launched in 2017 alongside PUBG. I remember because
sort of because it was like Save the World.
Oh yeah,
no one was actually playing that.
Yeah,
Battle Royale wasn't. Yeah, it was like a year or so later.
Yeah.
I've been doing this long enough that I remember when that happened, and it was like, oh yeah, they're gonna like be the Pepsi to PUBG's Coke. And it's like, who even knows what PUBG is anymore?
Yeah, because it just goes to show that Pepsi is the superior product.
I agree.
Right. Okay.
Pretty thirsty for a delicious ice cold Pepsi right now, but
Pepsi Max, right?
Yo,
because your name's Max.
I got my one Diet Coke for the week in the fridge. Hold on, I'll be right back.
That's the first time I've ever heard that, Steve. First time no one's ever said that to me before.
Oh, see,
What's next? Max Power.
Max Power, brilliant.
Yeah.
Wow. I had 4 cans of Monster today. One of them was
Wow.
the Mega Monster. Have you seen that one? The big
No.
can.
Oh, is it like the big white?
resealable?
Yeah. I've seen that before. Yeah. Do
Big-
Asda.
Pete's got his
Hold on.
thing of Diet Coke. I was just saying, Pete.
I'm down to one for the week now, Steve.
I had
Look at
4
that,
monsters today.
buddy.
I know.
That's scary.
I'm quitting.
most
I'm quitting
worried I've-
vaping. That's the problem.
So you're gonna blow up your heart?
It's like I replaced one stimulant with another, and eventually I will get some ADHD medication, and I will be okay.
Now that I'm not hosting the show, I'm just gonna do a handbrake, which I usually don't do. You're reminding me of one of my dearest friends who for many years, every day for lunch, she would smoke cigarettes and just drink Monster. You gotta stop, man.
But were they in great shape? Sounds like they were in great shape.
No.
Oh shit. Oh no. I was just picturing
they
this
were
like
drinking Monster and smoking cigarettes every day.
that's the supermodel diet.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and then your insides rot and your bone density becomes 0.
Yeah,
Yeah, then you'd be able to fly better. Come on, mate.
All right,
There's
that's
always
fair.
up.
That's
There's always
true.
up.
Birds got that going. All right, hold on,
Birds-
everybody. Let's do an ASMR thing. Hold on.
Oh,
Nice. That was the temptation
satisfying.
to cough over it was I had to really fight it.
That would have been so funny.
Just really disappointing.
All right, okay, bottoms up.
enjoy, Pete. Why did you wait until now for your first sip of Diet Coke?
You say wait until now. He bought it earlier and he was supposed to wait a whole week to drink it. And as soon as Pepsi Max came up, he was like, I've got.
I'm like, all right, I can't take another second of this.
Have you not noticed he's been looking over towards the fridge all show?
Oh God.
While we're handbroken, Pete, take your hat off.
Oh, what? Because we're all three of the same guy now.
Yeah, then we need to all change places, and which one of us has got the £5 note under it? That's the
Oh.
Look at us. Who is who? Which one's which?
I hate it. I gotta say, I hate how much we all look like the same guy right now.
Because there's usually been some difference. There's usually some difference between us, right?
Yeah. Are you
the glasses
kidding? We
came
all
into
used
me
to
and I-
have different haircuts.
I did this
Yeah.
first. Let me just say I'm the trendsetter here.
I shaved my head way earlier than you
Pete
did.
did changes. Pete did do that.
All right, I
shaved
was
my head in
forced to
2020.
because of genetics. All right.
Yeah.
So let's not even go there. I've got no hair on the top of my head.
Mine will grow back.
Mine won't grow back, and I'm. Okay
I don't know.
with
I
that.
gotta say, I'm thinking about growing it out. I haven't had long hair since I was 12.
Yeah.
I'm-
Then we'll get
do
Bob
it.
back on, and then who knows who's the third? Wood
We
from
need to let
Beat 'em Up
someone
or
else.
Which
whatever.
guy's which? You
Yeah,
I feel like Chewy would look good with long hair. Let's get Chewy to grow his hair out.
can pull it off.
majestic.
Yeah, he would.
Anyway.
And on that note, Sierra should shave her head.
Can we get a bald cap? Do that for Halloween. She can come as Pete.
Oh my god, we should do a Halloween episode where we all dress up as
We're halfway there.
Yeah, it's easy. I just need to put a backwards baseball cap on.
These people
But
wearing
no,
the
so
same
that's me.
outfit.
You put a backwards baseball cap on, and I'll get a black hoodie and clip-on lip rings.
Yes, do it. What, Pete? Is that you?
I would never wear a New Balance hat.
Wow. Let's get the show back on. Let's get this show back on the tracks, shall we? On the
Yes,
on track.
Pete, you're back. What have you been playing while you've been gone? I saw you on Vampire Survivors the other day. Are you back into that?
Dude, I've been real into the best indie game of the last 2 years. I've been replaying those. I've been playing a lot of Vampire Survivors lately and a lot of Balatro.
That's the one.
Those are good choices.
That is the
Really
one.
good choices.
Yeah, they've been hitting. They've been nice for when I want a TV game or I've been playing them a lot as in-betweeners. Like I said, I've been playing Ghost of Yotei the last week, 2 weeks, whatever it's been, over on the PlayStation. But I don't know if this is a thing that you guys experience or that maybe the listeners can relate to, but when you have whatever your main game is, right, at the time, there comes a point for me, usually in the evening, where it's maybe I'm not quite ready to go to bed, but maybe I've been playing for a couple hours and it's like I need a break, or I'm like, oh, I'm kind of ready to start winding down and I don't necessarily want to like keep advancing the story that I'm playing through or go take on some, big side challenge or something like that. So yeah, like jumping into a game like, let me do a Balatro run. And then if I feel like
you
doing
can't
another
do
run, I'll do
one.
another one. Yeah, you always do like 2 or 3. Or same with Survivors, right? Where it's like maybe you get one good run and you go for 30 minutes and you're like, great. Or you take a stab at a couple of them,
It's
go for a challenge or
a
2.
defined amount of time, isn't it? It's good if you're like, oh, I've got half an hour to kill. Oh, I know, Vampire Survivors is exactly half an hour. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like ultimately what pushed me to get back into both of them, has definitely been that. Just like that kind of pull of like, I want something a little more casual, because the other game that I've been playing, or I guess that I had been playing as my main game before Yote, and now I'm kind of dipping in and out of it, was Hollow Knight Silksong, which is another just like very difficult game. So obviously, you hit a point sometimes where
you missed all of the
Heat on
Silk
Souls
Song
game?
chatter. Yeah, this
know.
is surprising. Why have you not mentioned this?
oh, I'm here. I am. I'm mentioning it.
That's
I'm
a
back,
good point.
baby.
I haven't seen you in
Yeah.
weeks, so that would actually make sense. Oh, I did you beat Silk Song?
Not yet. I'm still working my way through it. I'm still in the first act, but I think I'm getting near the end of it. I've beaten several bosses at this point, so I can't imagine I have too much left, considering how many like extra abilities I've unlocked and everything too. I'm just like, it's one of those things where every time I beat a boss now, I'm like, surely there's only like one more in this.
And this is
felt
you're
that about
in
Hollow
Act
Knight,
1.
and it just went
Yeah.
on forever and ever, and I never ended up leaving like the first area.
Dude, Act 2 is like Act 1 again with more. Like it's big, and then there's Act 3. It's a big game.
It's very funny because there's like no way for me to say this without sounding like kind of an asshole, but like I feel like the discourse around the game being so hard, like really like kind of mess with my expectations a little bit, because I started playing it and I'm like, I'm not having any trouble at all. I'm just I'm beating every boss in my first 4 or 5 tries.
It's the Elden Ring thing where everyone was like, there was that whole discourse of like, we should be Elden Ring's too hard, we should be able to play it. It's like, well, then just use the tools that the game.
Yeah, but I watched Pete play that game on Twitch, and he got so angry and so frustrated with it. It was hilarious.
I remember you going up with the guy
with
the blood dagger, and he was like, you were like, oh, I'm dead again.
Oh my god, I hated that.
Yeah.
That's my problem with those games, is I find the boss fights like less difficult than just surviving
Standard
the overworld, because
Yeah.
the standard enemies I don't treat with any level of respect. And
You're like, oh,
that's
a one-hit kill, and then he one-hit kills you. You're like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that.
And that happens to me in Silksong too, where it's like I have more trouble just like when I'm being impatient trying to like platform rather than like the boss fights, because it's like, okay, slow down, download their pattern, like, go through that whole song and dance. But
get good.
Yeah, I am having an interesting situation. It's one that I've never I know people do it, but I've never done it before, where I started playing Silksong on Xbox initially because it was on Game Pass, and I had Game Pass for free through, I think, November is when it is going to expire. And my buddy, who I share a Steam library with, bought a copy of Silksong, so I'm like, oh, I can play it on Steam Deck now. So I have to go through the process of downloading it on my PC, getting the cloud save, pulling it, and then putting it in Steam so that I can start playing it on deck.
I did it for a couple of games, and it does work. If you sort of know where it is.
Yeah, so that's when I get around to doing that, I imagine Silksong will be the most played game on deck for me. But lately, I've been dipping in and out of a couple of those, and I talked about another one of these games a couple years ago, maybe last year, Times of Flat Circle, who remembers? But if you listen to our Game of the Year conversation every year, or if you've listened to any of the episodes where we talk about like ROM hacks and fan games and like some of those experiences on deck, I've also been playing Pokemon Emerald Legacy Edition, which has been really fun, which is I believe the YouTuber's name is Smith Plays. And he and his team have done 3 of these hacks now, where it's basically just taking the original experience of Yellow, Crystal, and then Emerald, and kind of going back and doing a tune-up more or less of like all of the mechanical things that, like in hindsight are weird or bad, where it's like the move sets in Gen 1 are terrible, right? So like they fix those. They change like what every team makeup is to make them either a little bit more difficult or a little bit more varied or interesting. So
Gen 1 is fundamentally broken, isn't it? There's like things in Gen 1 that straight up don't work, and because it's a game on a cartridge, they couldn't fix it. So like every version of Yellow that you play that's official is just broken in so many ways that these ones just fix them.
And what I like about the way that their approach is to it is with stuff like that, any of the stuff that is a mistake but is more of now kind of considered a feature is left. So like excuse me.
Man, have some more of that Diet Coke.
I know, yeah. I got a little crud to burn down there. But with like Gen 1, speed is one of the things that doesn't work the way it's supposed to, where it's like the higher your speed is, the more critical hit chance you have. And that is such an ingrained thing in Gen 1 competitive that like they left that in, right? But like there are certain moves that don't work the way they're supposed to work, like Kinesis, and like they fix that. And so I like the kind of remake ROM hacks like this that are like, we want to keep the vibe and like the kind of way you remember the game playing intact while also improving it, making it better, giving you a couple quality of life changes, things like that. So that's been a really fun thing to chip away at in my spare time as well. I've been kind of dipping in and out of that between rounds of Balatro and Vampire.
At least you've been playing some stuff, because we're getting dangerously close to starting our Game of the Year discussions.
It's coming.
And Steve's coming with what, one game?
Oh yeah. There's nothing on my list. Don't worry about me. I'll just be there to curate your to-do list.
Yeah.
I've downloaded some games. I've not opened them
killing
yet.
me. You kidding? You kidding me? You got one job.
I know. It's terrible. But
I'm trying.
I'm surprised you didn't pick up that new Digimon game, or is that more
Time
Sierra?
Stranger, yeah.
I am definitely gonna play it. That's another one where I was interested in it, but it's just like, you got to pick your battles right now. And
where do you have time to fit that in?
Yeah, right. With like Ghost of Tsushima is like one of my favorite games of 2020, and I've played that game 3 times, which is, I never replay games that often. And yeah, to like a sequel to that was obviously something that was going to jump to the top of my list. And I was already in the middle of other new things. So yeah, it was one of those like, oh, I'm interested in this for sure. Just like, when am I going to find the time for it? But this is another one that like my friend who I share a Steam library with picked up, and he's like, yeah, you got to play it, man. You'll really enjoy it. So, all right, well, I have it in my library now, so I might
Apparently runs great on deck. It's number 4 on the most played this week.
Yeah. I would say almost everyone I know who's playing it is playing it on deck, which is cool.
Is Sierra playing it on deck?
She is. We got to get her on the show.
She got a Steam Deck.
She got a Steam Deck.
Extra chair. I don't have a setup before, but we
can add a 4th screen on. It's
fine.
We've had 4 people on the show before.
Yeah, we have. I think there is a scene.
Oh, I don't.
I'm forgetting his name, which makes me feel guilty. But your buddy from Crossplayers who came on to talk about
Ben.
I think when Ben came on, it was all 4 of us.
Yeah,
that might be the only time. But...
That might be the only time, because we had the interview where I think Steve just decided not to come on because he hates us.
That is true, actually. I have to like hide my hatred every single week.
You don't do it very well.
I just grip my teeth.
Hates us. Doesn't even play video games. This whole thing's a grift.
I bought Mega Bonk. I also bought another game called Clover Pit, which
my boss has been playing loads of Clover Pit.
It's meant to be brilliant.
I've been watching him.
The 3D polygon Vampire Survivor style game.
That's Mega Bonk.
Yeah. I've heard that's good.
That's number 2 most played, but Clover Pit is like a roguelike slot machine game, and you have to like gamble for your life, and
it's really
make enough money so you can pay your debts off, and
it's a little bit Oh, I
It's like
had the
Buckshot
game.
Roulette, I think.
Yeah, but what's the one where it's the card game, but you're walking around in like the escape
Yeah,
room
yeah, it's
kind
like
of thing.
Inscription. Yeah,
Inscription.
yeah,
It's a little bit
100%
like Inscription in the style and yeah, it looks really fun and like there's some crazy combos you can do with that. I got it downloaded on my deck from the sort of family library that I am keen to try at some
in my
point.
family library too, baby. I'm gonna check them both out.
But he's always playing it, so I don't get a chance. Also, I'm still playing like tons of Hades too. So
this is the real benefit I have of the person I share a Steam library with is he has no self-control for buying games, and he is also the type to like, oh, I want to taste this one. I want to taste that one. I want to taste this one. So it's so easy to share games with
this
him.
is probably what the people in my family library say about me. Actually, they're probably very happy that I do
like,
that.
oh, this great game that Max bought and spent 10 hours in, and now I'll play it for 40.
Yeah. You said earlier about games that you said like you're playing your big game, and so you dip in and do like a little run of something. I had that experience last week with because I finally got the 3DS emulation to work again in a way that I liked it. And so I played 60 hours of Hades since 1.0 came out 2 weeks ago, and in that time I've also in my downtime between runs of Hades beat the whole of Metroid Samus Returns again. That was my like, oh, I've played enough Hades. I'm going to dip into Metroid Samus Returns on the 3DS.
Why did you play that version, not like another Metroid 2 remake?
I've already played that this year, so.
Oh, okay. Good place.
I haven't played
He's
Samus
just
Returns.
a machine, Steve.
I haven't played Samus Returns since it came out on the 3DS.
Why have they not re-released that?
Oh, it seems like such a. They've done it with Luigi's Mansion. No, yeah, Luigi's Mansion 2. I'm pretty sure one of the Mario and Luigi RPG games made its way from the 3DS to
I think
the
they
Switch.
did.
It just seems like
did they ever do Detective Pikachu? Did that ever make it over?
The second one
Oh,
did,
wait.
but I don't remember it being any good.
They
I don't remember
announced
that happening.
but I don't know if they ever actually released the game.
No idea. But yeah, I worked out 3D. Oh, also I've learned something new about the Steam Deck that I didn't know before. Is that you can map points on the touchscreen as like buttons. So my 4 back buttons were points on the 3DS touchscreen to swap my beams and like turn into a morph ball quickly. So yeah, so there's basically nothing you can't do now. If you're like playing a 3DS game, you're like, oh, I want to, there's touchscreen points I want to do. Drawing's probably still quite fiddly. But yeah, if you just want to hit buttons using the thing, you can just put them all on buttons and things become infinitely more playable.
I can't believe you didn't buy the Eye and Neo dual screen for $600 so you can play Samus Returns.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that, but I also thought I really need to, heat my house. So I just set fire to all the money instead in a big pile in the middle of the room, like Joker in The Dark Knight.
It's all right. I and Neo have another 6 of these out in the next 6 months, so you'll be able to have a lot of choice to choose from there.
Dead air. What's the next?
Well, I've not really been playing much, as you like ragging me for it, but I have been obsessed with Stardew Valley. 1.6, I did not realize had so much content in. It's actually
Please talk me through it, because as far as I'm concerned, these are just like little updates. But you need to fill me in on what I'm missing.
It's a huge update. There's like 3 new festivals and events.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a desert festival in spring. There's like 2 fishing festivals, like a new environmental event that happens in summer. There's like a new mastery system. There's a new farm type. There's like new NPC dialogue for everyone, including like you can now marry some additional people.
Hello.
There's like Ginger Island now has an actual map, and you can get like a fast like a totem to go there and stuff. You can get multiple pets. I've bought like a cat tree for my house. It's brilliant.
Ooh.
So I'm happy about that. There's like just so much stuff. There was like a day where it just like started raining green rain, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And all the trees had like changed to different trees, and there was like moss on all the trees, and I needed to just go around and scrape it all off.
Cool. We like stuff to do. Is this stuff that if I was to boot up my old save file, my what was this? The first or second year of the Switch when I played like I did 2 full years in game of Stardew Valley. If I booted that up, would I get to enjoy all of this new stuff, or would you recommend me starting a new save file probably on the Steam Deck instead?
It's entirely up to you, but I started a new save file because I was like, I just want to go in fresh and
Mhm.
kind of min max it. I went down like the we spoke about last week. I went down the JoJo route rather than doing the community center.
Oh yeah,
which
I
has
forgot I
enabled me
fell
to
out with
get
you
the
like that.
greenhouse in year 1, which is impossible if you do the community center.
Is it money wise?
You just buy it. It costs $40,000, and then you have the greenhouse. So
you
now
sold
throughout
out.
winter, I can make a load of ancient fruit, and I can make ancient fruit wine, ancient fruit jelly. I can sell that, make absolutely shitloads of money.
You've literally killed the little like fruit shaped dudes, the little spirits that live inside the community center.
They come back.
Them.
So at the end, the community center becomes the community center anyway. And Pierre, I found out everyone hates the man. There's a subreddit called Fuck Pierre, and everyone hates him. So I don't really feel that bad because he's just awful. I sold him a tomato, and then he claimed that he had the freshest, best tomatoes and sold them to someone, and they said it was delicious. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking grew that tomato for you, Pierre, and you're just flogging it as your own merchandise.
This is
Screw him.
incredible. I'm on the Fuck Pierre subreddit right now. Wow. Got 43,000 Pierre haters.
Everyone hates him. It's hilarious. It's really, really quite
It's
funny.
an active subreddit.
But if you haven't picked up Stardew in a while, like I recommend both of you jump into it. And I think Sarah was a big fan of it, right, Pete?
Yeah. I enjoyed it a lot too, but yeah, that was like what got her into playing on Switch, because she'd always been a PC only player. And when we were on our like first trip together, I like had Stardew Valley on my Switch and was like, here, do you want to try this? And she just got sucked into it. She's played it like a few times through and has, I think, romanced every character, has gone through the different, like
there's more people to romance now. There's like more stuff she can do. And there's like I don't know if the bookseller came in this update, but I'd never seen him before. And like you can go buy books and things now that like, and when you find lost books in the ground, some of the books aren't lost books now. They can like teach you new skills and things, so you get slightly better at like farming and stuff. And there's like a whole mastery system now that you can work through.
Yeah, hearing about this update, like it reminded me of the fact that like I feel like I go through this once every like 2 years or so, where they're like, there's a new really big new Stardew update, and it adds all this cool stuff. And it's like for players like Max and I who haven't booted it up in several years, there's probably like 3 or 4 major updates worth of stuff like that if you went back, you'd just be like, oh my god, there's not like a whole new game, but it's like a little 0.5 action, which is really cool.
Yeah. So Kat is really, 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 really into The Sims. Like really into The Sims. And I keep saying like you should play Stardew Valley, you really like it. And she's like, no, I feel like I don't like the graphics and I really like The Sims. And I'm just like, how do I I just need to she would really like Stardew Valley. I know she would.
Pop it on,
too Sims
and because I know you two like playing games together, right?
Parallel play.
Played on multiplayer.
Yeah, you could either have two different farms, or just like do the same farm and just have her over.
That's a good idea. Actually, we are actually going to play in a very similar vein. We're going to play click holding together over the weekend, I think. So, have you guys heard of click holding?
That's dangerously close to another word.
Yeah,
he's gonna get in the click hole chair, right?
So the game is you are in a hotel room. There is a masked man. You have a clicker in your hand, and he wants to watch you click the clicker. You can't leave. If you leave the room, you lose, I guess. It's like an hour long. Like I don't know if it's a psychological horror kind of thing. The only button you have, I'm pretty sure, is you click the clicker, and you just sort of like the guy is sitting in the chair watching you. Apparently, it's a ride. Apparently, it's a ride. It's £2.50 on Steam. Check it out. Because I'm
click that clicker every time Pete says like, it just goes up and up and up and up.
Okay, all right.
We should have been keeping tally.
Blew my first episode back a little quick for character assassination.
No, I think we should have started with character assassination. Bullying works. We know this.
Are you checking into a travel lodge to make this the full cuckold experience?
I hate this man. He's so creepy looking.
Oh, the click holding man.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve. What did you just say?
You said, are you checking into a travel lodge to play it?
Oh yeah. I'm going to play it for. So you're going to sit in the chair, aren't you?
Yeah, you could just go for the full experience then.
Yeah, he's a creepy looking man, isn't he? I can't wait. I can't wait to play this.
Well, let us know next week.
I think my favorite part about this is I opened it up and it's a part of a bundle called it's the Summer of Strange Scaffold, and it's got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tactical RPG. It's like, I don't know if these are the same vibe.
Fun for all ages. That's what this must mean.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, anyway, thank you all so much for tuning in for another episode of the Steam Deck Podcast with a very special thank you for our Patreon producers for the month of October. They are, of course, Christopher Valens, Gabriel Hasselmeyer, aka Sobi, Steve Stompy, Susan Still Likes Cats and also Boobies, Voodoo Vic, That One King Nick, Ty the Dude, and Wackahula. Remember, let us know what you thought about this week's show down in the comments below, what games you're playing, whether any of these Unity games have affected you. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're still playing Fallout Shelter, why? What draws you to that game in 2025? I'd love to know. And if you're watching on YouTube, remember to give this episode a like, share with a friend, click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. And if you're an audio listener, please take a second to leave us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. It really helps get the show circulated. I've been Steve. That's been Pete. That's been Max.
Who knows? How can you tell?
The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
See you next week.
Bye.
See you, baby.
Oh, I need to stop.